you guys ever think about dying?
Welcome to episode 0, friends, our first discussion and introduction to dismantling mama trauma at home, at work, in marriage, and in our parenting. How to feel, deal, and heal our way through what has been to what is waiting for us on the other side of permission and empowerment. I loved the quote in the Barbie movie, "Humans only have one ending, but ideas, they live forever." Absolutely. And today we're talking lots of ideas with my ridiculously amazing friend, Nadia Lewis, Vice President for Human Resources and the Center for Intercultural Excellence at Tiffin University. And I'm so excited to have her with me during episode 0 because you know why? I'm just so tired of watching myself and every other single woman tie herself into knots just so people will like her. And Nadia, you and I have been bantering around this conversation for years. And so it only feels right to have you with me here today to launch the Mama Trauma Barbie podcast. Sis, how are you doing?
Oh my gosh, so excited to be here with you doing this. We've been talking about this forever. And you, my friend, have been so pivotal and I would say so transformative with things along the way of your journey. I would say anywhere from professional realm to us evolving into mothers and mothers in the workplace, and then everything in between, right?
Everything in between.
Everything in between. So this is great that there is a platform now solidified for us to have these important conversations, for individuals to not feel alone, and for me to kick off 0 with you.
Woo woo. You know, I'm wanting a safe place where I can go and it's judgment free. And, you know, I'll be 42 years old and, you know, I'm changing a lot. Like my style is changing. My thought processes are changing. My parenting style is changing. I'm probably the 8th version of myself in my marriage at this point. And so there's so much happening. And to have a really safe place with more women to be able to just rediscover who I am and what I want out of this next version of life, and to do it with other women. And so that's what makes me so incredibly excited to have you here today, because we need those safe women. We need these safe conversations to lean in, dive in, and experiment with what do we want and how do we want to move onward with all of that.
Yes. And removing a stigma, right? And this ever floating imposter syndrome that as women we feel, right? We have to be in a space and be something that we believe others want, and ourselves very last, very, very last. And so, and I'm with you. I'm on probably my 11th version of who I am as a wife and everything else. But with each one, right?
Maybe we need marriage Barbie, and then she has like
maybe
27 different versions of herself. I don't know. Maybe this is something we need to look into.
We do. But I feel like with each one, right, there's a caterpillar type happening with it. With every time I come out the cocoon, it's because of lessons learned.
Yeah.
Right? Good, bad,
ugly.
Maybe not so. Yeah, the ugliest of ugliest, but I do think it makes us stronger. Yeah. And hopefully we have the freedom like this in the podcast to evolve into what is needed for us and the people we love.
Yeah, I think what's been really interesting with, you know, our friendship and your professional background and mine is, you know, you're in the HR world. And so in a post-COVID world, it's been really interesting to see how things have kind of unfolded, and then now how they're kind of retracting. And so again, there's some good, some bad, some ugly in there. And so just having some space to be able to dive in and be like, wait, here are some things that are working. Here are some things that aren't. Really get each other's opinions on feedback. And I don't know about you, but I'm sick of talking about this stuff. Like, I want us to be able to have these really safe tables to pull up a chair and have some of these conversations. And whether it's the exact right strategy to move forward, we're going to fail forward and try some things as women that we want to reconstruct our homes, our friendships, our workplaces, our educational systems, our healthcare, our politics, because this ain't working out here.
Not working. It's not working. But to your point, right? I think what COVID had unleashed, other than, the obvious, right? But emotionally for so many people, is in many respects, that was like a horrible case scenario. And you went through it and you were not prepared to go through it. And yet we all came through it.
Yep.
May not have been the outcome we wanted, right? May not have been the journey that we appreciated, but to some degree, we're here in some shape or form. And I think with that, people had this moment of reflection and saying, just like that, my world can change. Just like that. So how am I leading my life authentically? So I don't have to go through it regretting what I've lost along the way.